and Jubal's second date update.
A listener named Jake is on the phone today for a second date update, and in his email, he said that there was a strict no-talking policy for their first date.
What?
So
How does that work?
it sounds like an amazing date. Like, I wish they would do that on more first dates. So I don't know what went wrong. What's up, Jake? How are you?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good. So there's a no-talking policy on your first date?
Yeah, I mean, it's partially because it was like bad research, on my part, but it ended up being kind of cool. So hear me out.
Okay. Before we get into that, what's her name, by the way?
Kelly.
Kelly. All right.
Kelly's not like a mute, and this phone call is going to go not very well because she won't be able to talk to us either, right?
Oh, she can talk, but she's not talking to me. I mean, I wish she could talk. That's why I'm coming to you guys.
Yeah, okay.
good
So hopefully
point.
we can get her to talk to you again. Tell us about how you met her.
We met online,
Okay.
and you hit it off right away. And what was really popped out to me is like she liked music. She liked to see live music and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, this would be great.
Okay, that's awesome. I mean, are
Yeah.
you the one that initiated the date?
Yeah, I asked her, and then she agreed to a first date.
Sweet. And what were you feeling when you were arriving at the date for the first time?
I mean, I was really excited. I think she was going to love it. I picked this jazz club that had this jazz band playing.
Cool.
That I thought would be really cool. I know she's going to like it because she likes live music, and I've never been to this jazz club before. So it was going to be kind of a new experience for me as well. So, I mean, win-win.
Okay. Do you both like jazz?
Yeah, that was the other thing that was on her profile, that she liked jazz music. And
So she was 70, right? You're dating a 70-year-old?
definitely not.
Okay.
Okay, and how did it all start? I mean, what was it like between you two in person?
Seeing her in person, absolutely stunning. I was so excited. And when we got in, I had this table set aside. It was like really close to the band, so we like get the whole experience. And we sit down, we order our drinks, and we start talking, and I'm getting these dirty looks from people around me. And even one person like shushes me from behind. And I actually look, there's a card on the table that says no talking during play. So they had this policy and they enforced it where you couldn't talk while the band was playing.
That's intense.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, I just invited this girl to this first date and we can't even talk to each other.
Like I said, that sounds fabulous, but I don't think most people would like that.
I started to freak out a little bit, but we get our drinks and there was cocktail napkins. And so she started writing questions on the cocktail napkin and I would answer them.
That's really cute. It's like high school math class all over
Yeah.
again,
Certainly,
passing
yeah.
notes back and forth.
Yeah, and it actually worked, and we went back and forth, and we ended up filling up both sides, all quarters of this cocktail napkin, every little inch with questions and answers. And it was a little awkward because there was some times I couldn't really read her handwriting. But, that happens at a bar anyway. If it's really loud, you can't always hear the person, but you sometimes answer just in case.
Right.
Right, totally.
Did it go well? I mean, were you guys hitting it off based on your written conversation?
Yeah, we were, and it was interesting because it was like talking online, only in person. So you could see her reactions to reading what you were writing, and it was really cool. And the music was great, and we had a great time.
Nice.
Afterwards, we were like, let's do this more. And so I invited her over to my place so we could actually talk, and she agreed.
Oh,
that's
cool.
cool.
So, I mean, you guys learned enough about each other via cocktail napkins to feel comfortable enough to go back to your place.
Yeah.
Did you guys kiss at the end of the night?
It was like one of those little pecks. It wasn't like a real like intimate thing,
Okay.
That's interesting that you would go back to your place and not make out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. When she was there at my place, it was a little awkward. I couldn't really figure out why. It's just the energy wasn't right. I was like actually thinking of like maybe we should just break out some more napkins and just write on them and just keep that vibe going for the night.
Maybe she liked your penmanship more than the way you actually speak. Who knows?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
Have you tried to ask her out again?
Yeah, sure. And it's never worked out like timing wise for us to schedule something. And I think that she's kind of avoiding it.
Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, okay?
Okay. And before I just want to let you know that like, no matter how this works out, I actually kind of kept the napkin. If anything that happens from this, it's just like a really cool memento to have about like a night that was really cool.
Yeah, for your scrapbooking, I guess.
Oh,
All right.
that's sweet.
We'll get your second date update right after this. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Jake is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Kelly. They went out to a jazz club for their first date, but I guess it was kind of awkward because they had a strict no-talking policy. So they spent most of the evening writing notes to each other back and forth on cocktail napkins. They did go back to his place after, talked a little bit. He got like a peck on the lips, and then she left, and she's definitely been blowing him off. Jake, I think maybe part of the reason that you're not getting a call back is because you're too much of a rule follower.
Whoa.
You know?
Maybe, like, I tried to do everything,
No, but I mean, like, you go to that place with a no talking policy and then you listen to their rules like a bad boy, the kind of girl that guys like, or the kind of guy that girls like, would have saw that rule and instantly just jumped up on stage, grabbed a trumpet and pulled his pants down, started playing it with his butt. That's the type of bad dude that ladies like, you know?
Yeah, the butt trumpets
Someone
get us
who
every time. I mean,
Disrupt the jazz club with their butt. And that's why I think you're not getting a call back.
I kind of envy the people that can do that. I don't know about playing with my butt, but
yeah,
Okay.
that's a true talent, though, Jake. I mean, if she loves music.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We'll get her on the phone in a second and find out if that's the reason. But I'm guessing that probably is it.
Totally.
Yeah.
maybe. That has never crossed my mind, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's crossed most people's mind. I actually feel bad for you, man. Like, you kept the cocktail napkin because you wanted it to be a love memento. You obviously saw this going somewhere.
Absolutely. I think it's something cool to have that, like, this is our first date,
Totally. Well, I hope it goes well for you. I do.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't, always take up playing the trumpet with your butt. And then your next dates will always be successful. All right. I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Kelly?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Kelly, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay. I'm good. What's going on with you?
Not much, just doing a radio show and thought we'd call you.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. You said you're with a radio show, and what do you need?
Yes. Brooke and Jubal in the morning, that's the name of the show. And we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up blowing them off after that date, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. So we got an email about you from one of our listeners.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, huh?
We did.
From who?
His name is Jake.
Oh, him?
Yes, him. The dude you went to like a jazz club with?
Yeah.
Yeah. He emailed us, told us that he really liked going out with you, told us about your date, and he also said that it seems like you don't want to go out with him again, so he wants to know why.
Okay, you said it seems like I don't want to go out with him again. I'm going to clarify and say that I don't want to go out with him again.
Oh, that's a strong sentiment.
Okay. Can you tell us why?
It was just a really disappointing night. I was really optimistic.
Were you hoping he would have played a trumpet with his butt?
What? Oh, shit, that doesn't make any sense to
He
her.
has no idea what that means.
Yeah, don't worry about that comment. Anyway, why was it disappointing?
Okay, I don't know what you guys know, but we went to a jazz bar, and
Yeah, he told us that. He said you guys couldn't talk because there was like a no talking policy, so you wrote notes. And he thought that actually was a good thing. Like you guys bonded over that and thought it was funny and stuff.
totally. It was, that was really fun. It was really cute. And then, I was feeling good about the night, about him. And then we went back to his place and he made me a drink. And then he wanted to give me a grand tour of his place.
Uh-oh. Does he have something creepy in his house? We've heard that a lot on these second date updates.
So, he kind of took me around to like the normal stuff, like the kitchen, living room, whatever, showing me the place. And then we went into this one room and there were glowing sticker stars on the ceiling and there were trophies on the wall and there were bunk beds. And I thought, oh my God, like, do you have a kid?
Right.
And he
Yeah.
said no and started laughing and said that it was his room and that him and his roommate sleep in bunk beds because they want to save money because rent is expensive. And it's not only him and his roommate in the bunk bed, but the whole apartment, which is a one-bedroom, by the way, houses 4 people.
What?
And some of the other people are sleeping on like a pull-out couch or on an air mattress because they all want to save money.
Well, I mean, you kind of got to understand that. Like, rent is insane. That seems pretty extreme, but...
Right. I mean, like, I'm all about, finding ways to save your money, but I don't know if this is the right fit for me.
You're not trying to date a dude with bunk beds that stares at glowing stars on his ceiling?
And, this is the other thing, is that he said, oh, well, my roommates aren't going to be back for another hour, so we can do stuff.
Did he mean, like, obviously you think he was implying sexual stuff?
I mean, most likely, but
Who knows? He's got bunk beds and stars on his ceilings. He might have meant Legos. He might have bought a new Lego city or something you guys could have built.
yeah. I mean, it's just not the type of man that I see myself dating, because this apparently is a man-child, 12-year-old bedroom.
How do you know? I mean, okay, the stars are one thing, but what if he's just really good with money and he's budgeting and he's saving for something? Like, I don't know. I feel like you're passing a lot of judgment.
I mean, I have priorities, and I think dating someone who's sleeping on a bunk bed with his roommate underneath, like, I'm not really trying to spend the night over there.
Yeah.
So, but
He
don't
could be
you
a secret millionaire.
I mean,
You know?
wait, Jubal's right. Like, don't you have a place that you can bring him back to?
Sure, but I also like going to other places. Like, like all the other men I've dated at least have their own room, let alone their own bed.
Well, he has his own bed.
It's just on top of another.
Yeah,
bed.
it's just.
Yeah, it's on top of his buddy's bed.
Yeah, I'm not into it, so I don't really know what else to tell you.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you told us everything you need to tell us. I do need to tell you something, though. Jake is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
No, he's not.
Yep, he is. Jake, you there?
Yeah, hey. I don't get it.
Hi,
Are you serious? Like, are you judging me for...
dude.
I
Sorry.
want to save money. I live in this bachelor pad with roommates. It's how we, get by.
Yo, I don't know if I would call this a bachelor pad. Your bunk bed has a slide.
Dude, that's kind of awesome. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, it's totally awesome. You didn't even go down it once. Just because we're older doesn't mean that we can't have fun in our own room.
Jake, that's a kid thing. They have those bunk beds with slides. As an adult man, you should have a more appropriate bed.
Well, I mean, if you need me to take the slide off, I totally can. It's easy. It's just plastic.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
The bunk bed is a really great idea. We can stay in one room. Past girlfriends I've had actually like it because it, like, we actually have to sleep closer and cuddle. You know what I mean? And it's been really great.
Yeah, cuddling with you, me, and then your roommate below us.
But my roommate is a really heavy sleeper. He won't wake up for anything.
Yeah. You can go up and down that slide all night long. He won't even know.
God.
I didn't even talk to you when I was there about the whole star thing on your ceiling. Like, what is that even for?
I'm on the top bunk. It helps me read at night.
What do you mean it helps you read?
Yeah, it glows like for the first hour after I turn off the lights, and I can
Dude.
go read.
Those are not
Wow.
bright enough to read by. Nice try, though. That was a good try.
Okay, so what? I think they're cool looking.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There's the answer.
I just think that I should be judged on the time that we had and the connection that we had on that night, and not on just like a piece of furniture that I have.
Yeah, he still saved up his allowance so you guys could go to that jazz club. Right, Kelly?
I mean, you've got to understand from her point of view. I don't think it's necessarily just about the furniture. It's that, like, you're sharing a room with a dude still.
Here's the thing. I've been saving a lot of money doing this.
Yeah.
And I have goals, what to do with that money. I'm actually going to buy a condo in the next 5 years.
So there you go, Kelly. Like, he's not going to permanently be living in that bunk bed. I mean, the bunk bed might go to the condo, but who knows? But, like,
So, Jake, you're telling me that I should trust you because you're saving money to buy a condo that maybe you'll get in 5 years.
Exactly. It's going to be a really nice condo, too.
How many roommates will you have in your condo?
Hopefully just one. Hopefully it's going to be you, Kelly.
all right. Well, Kelly, would you like to go out on a second date with Jake? We will pay for it. And who knows, one day you could be living in a condo with Jake, with a bunk bed, with a slide.
I'm going to decline this one, but thank you so much.
Are you sure?
Not even a second chance?
There are some things that I prioritize in my dating life, and bunk beds is not one of them.
Okay.
I guess I don't want to go out with someone who's going to just judge me for the furniture I have in my house.
Sorry, I'm judging you, and honestly, I think that the rest of the girls that you're going to meet in the rest of your life are going to judge you as well, and that's just kind of how it is.
Oh.
Ouch! Burn!
Sorry, Jake. No second date. But hey, one day you'll have that condo. And
I
then,
will.
Yeah, you will. And when you get that condo, ditch the bunk bed, all right?
Yeah.
I guess note taken.
Go with the race car bed for that one. It's your own bed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, I'm 40 years old and I would love to have a slide on my bed that I can actually use. She needs to stop being so stuck up. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Jake wanted to call a girl named Kelly. She wasn't calling him back because apparently he has like a kid's bed.
Yeah.
In a kid's bedroom, bunk bed with a slide and everything else. He tried to explain that he has 3 roommates and they sleep on bunk beds in order to save money. And he claims that he's saving to buy a condo in 5 years.
Whoa.
Maybe. Sounds more just like he enjoys kicking it with his friends in his place and sliding down a slide from his bunk bed and looking at the little stars that he's stuck on the ceiling.
Cute.
It's amazing how many people are hating on her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it, and I defended the guy too, but I don't know that I would date a guy that was sleeping in a bunk bed.
I could date a girl on a bunk
Yeah.
bed.
They did not go out again. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back.